resell this.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This video is a little bit different, but let's just have fun with it, okay? So I'm like 6 classes in. Let's see how this turns out. If anything else, I'll just delete it in the morning. Here are the 5 things that can help me with reselling, okay? The first is an app. It's Google Lens. It's absolutely phenomenal if you're in the store and you don't know the brand or the style or whatever, just grab a quick picture of it and boom, you get a bunch of results. Now, it's not always going to be the first or second result, but if you scroll through, you might be able to find the item, especially if it's like a weird niche brand. You'll have better luck with it that way than trying to look up its name and style number. Another way I use it is once I find the item and say I go to a website that doesn't allow copy and paste, well, that's not going to stop me. I'm going to screenshot that page and I'm going to put it back into Google Lens, and it's going to highlight all the text, and I'm going to copy and paste it. Paste a copy, and then I'm going to paste it in Poshmark, okay? That's how I get a lot of my descriptions. Now, if you're having trouble finding like a certain description for a certain shirt, but you like put all the fancy words, like keywords, into Google and it brings up a similar shirt, sometimes I use that description. As long as that description fits with the item that I'm trying to sell, totally copy and paste it, because I'm the worst with descriptions. Okay, so that's the first step. The second thing I use every day in my reselling is eBay. eBay app. Now, you'd be like, well, that's a reselling app, but I don't actually use it to resell as much as I use it to clear out the background. And this sounds so silly and ridiculous, but I'm an Android user, so we don't have Lightroom, okay? So what I do is I go in and I upload my photo, and then I use their background erasing portion of their Smart, eh? They put it all into their app. Anyways, I take the background eraser and it erases the background like no app I've ever found. That's what I use to get rid of the background on most of my photos. I know, crazy, right? I do use eBay to sell, but mostly just to erase the backgrounds on my photos. The third thing when it comes to reselling, where am I going with this video?
What are you doing?
Recording a video
Of?
for YouTube.
Nasty.
The next thing I use for easy resale is the Poshmark app. I use this to look up previous comps. Now, comps could go both ways. You could look up current comps or you could look up sold comps, but your best bet is to look up sold comps because that's what people are willing to pay for it. Then you also have to keep in mind that a lot of those things sold in bundles. Just like kind of give an idea to yourself, like, okay, if 30% of those items sold in bundles, this is kind of the price I'm going to list it at. Price it 20% higher so that you can offer good discounts. And when you offer 30% off, whether it's in a bundle or on OTL days, it's not really cutting into your budget for this item as much as it would if you priced it as you'd like and then you cut into it. You know what I mean? You following? No? Okay, I understand. So, I use Poshmark to help me resell. It is a part of my resale. Yes, it's where I post my resale, but it also has a lot to do with my research. So I use Google Lens, I use eBay, I use the Poshmark app. Another photo editing app that I use is PhotoGrid. This is just an app I downloaded a long time ago when I was making like collages with my kids, and also when I did my previous selling business. So it's just something that's been on my phone and I keep it. So anyways, it's PhotoGrid. It doesn't have a watermark, at least for me. So I never paid. I don't pay for apps. That's just silly. But I never paid for an app. So I never paid for this. But when I'm editing, if you move like the little part that says PhotoGrid on it and you move it up and you exit, it goes away. So none of my photos have watermarks on it. This is really great when I'm trying to put 2 photos, like the front and back of a pair of jeans, or if I've got 2 stock images that are a little too long for the, like a regular square. I use this to help position the photo, I guess. So PhotoGrid. And here's a thing that isn't on your phone. It's nothing you can download, and you probably have it in your house. So if you're beginning to resell, or if you've been in resale for a long time, maybe this is just something to freshen up. But it's a blank wall. That's how I started. I started with just a blank wall to take my photos. Lighting and all that stuff comes into effect as well, but a blank wall is paramount. Whether I'm using a hanger, or I'm using a mannequin, or I'm using just like a bust hanger, you need a blank wall. A patterned wall is great, except for it kind of takes away from, you know, everything else going on in the photo. So a blank wall. It doesn't need to be white. Like I told you, I blank out my backgrounds anyways. So actually I use a green toned background. This is easier for the app to actually take away the background compared to the actual item, and it makes it a lot easier. But you need a blank background to take your photos on so that it gives it a cleaner, sharper look. Obviously lighting and all that stuff can come into effect, whether there is natural lighting in the area, whether you use a ring light, whether you have, you know, fluorescent lighting, daylight lights. Those are all other factors, but you definitely, most definitely need just a blank wall. Just a blank canvas. All right, so that's all the tips I have for you today. Yeah?
I gotta pee.
Okay, well, 5 more minutes.
After 5 more minutes to pee?
And if you want like these weird random videos or selling tips or thrift hauls, you should hit the subscribe button. Make sure to like, comment down below. Tell me what the most funniest part about this whole video was. And follow me on Instagram. Yeah, all that link stuff and crap is down below. Ooh. And if you haven't seen a video, I promise they're much more structured than this one. You can check here and check here. Alright? And I will check you soberly next time.